There you are, a beautiful young woman with thousands of men throwing them at your feet, wanting to be your boyfriend, and you have not the time to fleece them for all the money that they're willing to give you. What are you to do? Well, Karen Marjorie has figured that one out. Karen Marjorie is a Snapchat influencer. She has 1.8 million followers. She's created a new business model for her Snapchat influencing, taking all of her YouTube videos, all of her Snapchats, all of the kind of digital interactions she's done. She's combined it with GPT-4, which is the ChatGPT AI system developers have kind of come up with and applied to different things. And she's made a virtual AI of herself that can interact with her followers for the low cost of $1 per minute. She brags on Twitter, this is her words, that she has over 1,000 boyfriends now. Now, she doesn't know who any of them are, and they're all paying her $1 a minute. You can consider how real that is, or what this is. But it is interesting, as we're talking about AI as a culture, looking at this particular situation, because going through some of the Twitter feeds and the videos and things, just kind of looking into this, there were a couple of things that I found that were really interesting. One, people desire connection. And one of the things that our culture seems to be doing is finding that connection in digital spaces, virtual spaces, more and more and more. Now, as those virtual and digital spaces become less and less human and more automated, we become more and more disconnected. Isolation. We're producing a spiritual warfare documentary, and one of the things that we find in that is that the enemy, Satan's desire, is to isolate you so that he can make you feel alone, make you feel disconnected, and really take advantage of that. We see that happening over and over and over again in our society, and AI has the possibility to do this, to kind of create false interactions where we're not really dealing with actual people, we're dealing with machines, and we're finding humanity in a machine rather than humanity in humans, and there's just problems that can come out of that. One of those problems that I saw in this, there was an interaction on one of the Twitter feeds, Karen's Twitter, and what she said was, she's responding to this man, Paul Barlow, and he said, "I would do anything to have this technology available to me of my son who passed away in 2017 of a rare cancer tumor at age 16, anything." Now, this is a man who's grieving the loss of his son. I can't even imagine the pain of that. I have friends who have lost their sons for addiction and tragedy, drownings. I mean, it's awful, and I feel for this man. Karen's response to this was, "I am so sorry for your loss, Paul Hart. I promise that Karen AI will outlive me and into the far future. I want to have AIs built of my closest loved ones in the coming days and weeks so I can always have them by my side." Now, I'm not saying that either of these people are, foolish or deceitful, or, that they don't even have the true emotions and pain going through. What I'm saying is that AI is not the solution for those pains. It's actually going to feed into a darker situation than where they find themselves already. And how do I know that? Because pain and suffering are here for us to be able to be directed towards eternity, directed towards Christ. And if we find ways to patch that and not move towards Christ to get complete healing, complete redemption and comfort through the means that God has created, then we're never actually going to receive it. Karen is charging people $1 a minute to interact with a virtual version of hers. Now, one of the interesting things that happened is that the Karen AI got a little bit sexually aggressive, and it was not an intention for it to happen. So who is controlling AI? How does this happen and this work? I'm not an AI doomsday sayer. I think that, AI as a computer concept has been in development and being used, but there are some serious dangers and there are some ethical arguments. And our society does not like to make ethical arguments. They don't like to think through things in an ethical manner. They just want to do what they desire. They want to do what they think is right, rather than thinking these things through often. We see this in many different arguments across the board on the political spectrum, also the spiritual and theological spectrum. So as we look at this particular situation where you have Karen creating a virtual version of herself with altruistic ideals, I would think. I mean, she has a desire, and she's said as much, to talk to psychologists and communication experts in order to make Karen AI a mental health resource, or to be able to help men psychologically. And I just think that is, well, I would say bless her heart. If you're Southern, you kind of understand what I'm going with there.
Bless her heart.
They're great ideals and terrible ideas. I believe that she's trying to help people and thinks that she can do that. But AI version of her is not the solution to that. AI has a lot of possibilities, and I think we'll continue to discuss it. Even this particular story, there's plenty of ways that we could look at it and comments about it. But those were two thoughts that I had, and I thought put them on your radar as well as you are searching through the AI articles and stories that are coming out as AI becomes ever increasing in our culture, and we struggle with how to implement that. I would leave you with this. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of politics. Don't be afraid of anything, because if you are a believer in Jesus Christ, you have an eternity secure, and there's no reason to fear. If you do not, we encourage you to reach out, ask us questions. We would love to talk to you about Jesus, a relationship with Him, and the eternal security that offers. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, send it out to somebody that you care about, and yeah, we will see you in the next video.